Hello and welcome to another Demon 212 3DS VC review. Today I'm going to be taking a look at Summer Carnival 92 Recca, which if you've never played it before, it has nothing to do with carnivals. It's because it's a shoot 'em up created for a very specific event for expert shoot 'em up players. Never saw release anywhere as far as I'm aware, because the whole point was it was created just for this one event. And now it's been ported to the 3DS and I absolutely love it. I'm not an expert player by any means, but I still wanted to try it, and part of why I love it is, I don't think I've ever played a faster shoot 'em up, and remembering that this is a NES game, and NESs weren't exactly the most graphical and advanced systems everywhere, you know, with amazing processing power, the fact that this is so fast, it's unbelievable. At the start, you've got normal game, score attack, and time attack. Now, time attack, you get a certain time limit. You have to get, I think it's 1,000,000 points. So it might be score attack where you have to aim for 1,000,000 points, but either way, normal game makes it play like a normal shoot 'em up. There's then also an arranged mode, which I believe in order to access that, you've got to beat the 4 stages, therefore beating the game, and then it said you had to hit reset on your NES hardware in order to access it. Now, I'd imagine you hit reset there and it'll do it. The reason I say that is because there's a code in the game which is really finicky, and you've got to hold A and B at the same time once you reset the console. So it's got to have already been booted up, it says. Then you hold up Y and start, and it starts the game, and it has worked, and I've now got 50 lives, and it's something, this is called Zinky, I think it's saying, Zinky mode or something, and it's a secret mode in the game, and at least that code works, so I would imagine that the other code will work. And as you can see, now when I'm shooting enemies, they're blowing up into bullets, and it makes it harder, which is why I got 50 lives. There's, 2 meters to pay attention to at the bottom. One is the speed, which by hitting select you can change the speed of your ship, and the other is energy. And energy, if you stop firing, builds up and builds up and builds up, and then you fire and it releases a huge explosion. I'm actually going to reset the game again because Zenki is incredibly bloody hard, quite frankly, even harder than the original game, and I'm just dying all of the time. So I'll go on to score attack, but it basically means then that if that does work, then you should get a range mode, and a range mode is it's 7 new stages basically. The similar to the old stages, so like graphics are similar in that from what I've been able to research about them, but I don't ever see me being able to beat all 4 stages of this in one sitting, let alone being able to test. I've just literally had to watch footage upon footage upon footage, because again, this was designed for expert players by expert players, so there's going to be very few people in the history of the world who's ever going to be able to beat all 4 stages and then test to see if the 7 are accessed in the same way on this version, or if it just unlocks a new mode as part of the new port or something, you know, and then be able to then also beat those 7 stages. You would have to be a gaming god, quite frankly. It's the type of thing that the guy who's got the reflexes and the ability to do that, I don't think I'd ever like to talk to him. Not for any other reason than he must just live, sleep, eat and breathe these games. To the point that it's probably the only conversation point. But it's one of those. It's a fantastic game with blinding speed, which you've already seen, the amount of enemies that fly on time and time again and go past you, and the fact that you can change the speed of your ship to blinding as well, and it's just mental. It does unfortunately suffer some slowdown at times when there's a lot of things going on. You'll have seen that earlier on, and you might see it again on a boss battle, to be fair, but it's one of those things. It's just absolutely fantastic. It's well worth experiencing if you like shoot 'em ups, just to say that you've played it, because this is such a rare relic now. And I'm glad things like this have been able to get a second lease of life on the eShop, you know, because it's something that otherwise I don't think I'd have A, ever heard of, or B, ever got to experience if I'd then heard of it. So that is really all I could say about the game. Graphically, to be fair, I can mention it looks fantastic for a NES game. I was actually very impressed with it, and musically it sounds cool, at least I like the sounds of it. So that is pretty much everything I can now say about the game. So there we go then. That's been the review. I hope you found it helpful. I don't score the games because that's based purely on opinion, so instead I'll leave you to make your own mind up. So thanks for watching, and if you've got any questions about the game that I didn't answer in the vid, or that hasn't been answered in the comments, then feel free to ask and I'll help if I can. Also, if you did find it helpful, don't forget to check out my channel, because there's plenty more like this up there, and don't forget to subscribe because there'll be plenty more to come as well. So until next time, this has been Demon212, signing off.